Hey, so listen, man, I gotta say something. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I want to say something about people been getting at me. On one of the videos I did a video with Lil AD and Munchie B, and on that video I said, yeah, I'm from Inglewood family too. So I just want to go back and tell everybody that I grew up in the '60s, man. I grew up in the '60s and '70s. So in the '70s, when I seen all the stuff that was going on and what was happening, and we was all black, I saw the rise of the Crips. I saw when they started. I saw when the Inglewood families had to stop them. I seen when the 20 Outlaws had to stop the Crips. I only heard about the Brims. I heard about the Athens Parks being the originals doing that. But I want to say, man, that being a blood, even though I don't promote no violence, I'm not promoting gangs or anything like that. But I want to say being a blood, man, meant being a blood. So like the Rolling 20s is an address. That's who holds me accountable, is the Rolling 20s. But if I sign up to be a blood, then I sign up to be a blood. So if any blood is getting into it with anybody, I can't say that's your problem. I can't watch the 60s rush the Inglewood families and say, oh shit, that ain't my beef. Because eventually the Harlem Crips gonna come rush the 20s, and that is my beef. So when I was growing up, man, it was every blood was a blood, whether you was from Bloodstone Villains or whether you was from Pyru, it didn't matter. We was together. So when I say I'm from Inglewood family, let me tell you what I mean, man. I'm from Van Ness, NHBPS, I till I die, F to my last breath. I'm from CPB, QSB, Mafia Lane, from the West Side Brim Gang. From VSOP, for those of y'all not old enough to know, that's Villain Swine, Outlaws, and Peplos. And from Bounty Hunter, hey Bounty Hunter, hey Bounty Hunter. But from Athens, Miller, Bebop Bishop, Waterfront, Ghost Town, East Side Payne, North Side of Pomona, even 2Ps and a B. In order to be a blood back in the 80s, you had to be a blood. You couldn't pick and choose and say I'm only a blood with one neighborhood. No, if you a blood, you a blood. And all that, put it all on Pyru. You got to be down with Campanella and Ludus Park. Can't be down with one, not the other. Got to be down from Inglewood and HP. Got to be with all of them, man. I can't pick and choose and say I'm with the mob and not with Ludus. I'm with Treetop but not with Fruittown. Nah, that don't work that way. If you a blood, you a blood. That's how it was. So now, all this new stuff, all these dudes with tattoos everywhere, acting like they hard, fighting each other, killing each other. Dudes who still wet the bed, leave the light on when they go to sleep. I don't know how y'all was raised. I don't know why it's like that now. I don't know why you be at a funeral and pump up somebody who's mentally ill and say, hey, go fire on the homie. Or it's cool to fire on the homie. Or it's cool to draw down on the homies. What type of people from the same hood drawing down on people from the same hood? That's new stuff, man. That started in the 90s, man, 93. But that wasn't where I come from. Like I said, I grew up in the 60s and 70s. Started gangbanging in 80. So I saw something totally different. So I don't understand how you dudes gangbang and you bypass everybody else to get at your own homies. I don't understand that. I don't understand how you think it's cool to fire on a dude who made $1 million. Shit, and I ain't just talking about my neighborhood. Yeah, that just happened, but I ain't just talking about my neighborhood. I'm talking about shit. Shit, Paul Pierce come out of Inglewood. Harold Miner come out of Inglewood. They made millions of dollars. So did Baron Davis come out the Swans. Man, I believe, and the homie, my homeboy Big Phil, Philip Woods out the Jungles. His son played for the Dallas Cowboys. So listen, man, I don't believe that we should be tripping on people because they made it out the hood and they made a lot of money, and you didn't. You still smoking, drinking, and let me tell y'all that too. For all of y'all, I ain't mad at the dudes who smoking and drinking, still got Sherman, they system and all that. But I can tell you this, for all of y'all who keep calling them a real one and saying they the real ones, there's something wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with them. They not the real ones, man. They not providing nothing for their families. They not doing nothing to help the community. They not doing nothing to help their family. What they doing is they wasting time. They sitting back. It's like being in a rocking chair. Give you something to do while you do nothing. So all these dudes with pistols and tattoos and do all that, man, they not real ones, man. Because they not offering the community nothing. Nothing at all, man. They tearing down the community. They done went backwards. They done went into some shit that we done already did in the 80s, and they not growing. So that's how I feel, man. I just want to put out there how I feel. If you a blood, you is a blood. Nowadays, if you a blood, you not only from one neighborhood, you might shoot at your own homie. So you from one block, or you from one clique. Man, I ain't grow up like that. So I ain't mad at y'all, but I ain't a part of that no more. I don't want to hear about that no more. And that ain't the way to gang bang. And I ain't promoting gang bang, and I ain't promoting gang violence. I'm here to stop it. But I'm saying what y'all doing is horrible. And all the tattoos and being drunk and smoking sherm and you got the biggest gun, man. I don't believe in that, man. I think you was a coward. I think that makes you a baby. I think that makes you sort of like a little girl, man. And you running and hiding from being a man. A man provide and protect for his family. So yeah, whoever think I'm talking about you, I probably am. If you know me personally, I'm talking about you. For real. But other than that, man, just take it that I wasn't raised the way y'all gang banging now. That's why you find so many OGs. I'm 57 years old. That's why you find so many OGs that left when they was 35 and 40, because they seen the kids was smoking and drinking and really wasn't being men. So when I speak, I'm speaking about the days that I saw in the 70s before I was banging. And I saw what men did. And that's what led me to be how I am. All right.